working on the different areas of the core. There's like different exercises, you know, where they're working more in the lower part of the core or more on the side, on the obliques. And we did this already last week, but I think it's always interesting to go back to this idea of like checking the pelvic floor. And we, as I said, like we looked at it last week as well. Here we go. Sorry, I just have to sometimes log in people. If you're engaging your pelvic floor, you're automatically also engaging the core. The two always relate to one another. Oh wait, I'm just gonna mute everyone in here. So, good. All right, I think now we're almost everyone. Yeah, so the pelvic floor and the core, they relate to one another. They're part of the same structure. And I know this is repetition for some of you, but the core is basically like the core muscles here, the diaphragm on top, the pelvic floor on the bottom, and then the back muscles in the middle back here. So it's a bit like a corset, right? Like this is the area that we're working on. And the reason why the core is so important is like various ones. Obviously, like if your core is very weak, it's very hard to sit upright, right? So a lot of people, when they start with yoga, they have trouble sitting upright for a longer period of time. Then their back starts to hurt, or here, and everything starts to hurt. And a lot of it is like core strength. And the same thing is true also. Okay, and so, and then we're all, sorry guys. I just keep going back and forth. So like the other thing is, and I always like look at this a little bit like, if you have no strong core, for example, like standing, then it's like a bit like this. Right, like standing then becomes very exhausting, or, you know, your warrior might be like something like this, rather than this, where you're having the strength in your leg and in your core. And that's why having a strong core on just a physical level is super important. And then also a strong core correlates with a strong mind and a strong sense of self. So like research has found that like the weaker our core is, the weaker we feel as well. And we do that sometimes like kind of like slouch for a moment. Do it like with me. Allow yourself to slouch. This pose probably feels quite convenient, right? And quite familiar. But does it feel like you're powerful in it, like you're having control? It's more like, yeah, you kind of like give up control, right? So it's nice for Netflix and chill, but it's not really a pose where you feel really good. And then also see like how when you take a deep breath in, there's no space. Can you feel that? There's just no space to breathe. And now once you lift up and you're rolling your shoulders backward, and then the second, or like the last thing is like to also lift your chin a little bit. A lot of people keep folding their chin down. Does that feel different? And you might feel already your core working a little bit when you sit upright. Can you feel like just gently, it's probably not too intense, but a little bit. There's a little bit. If you touch your belly, I mean, I have a bit of fluff, but underneath there's like a little bit of engaged core. And then if you touch the back, you can feel the back muscles working. These are usually the ones that start to give you a little bit of like an issue if you have very weak back. And then from here, you can see like what happens if you bring your arms out to the side. How does that feel? And you might start to feel like a stretch and a little bit of core engagement as well. And then from here, see what happens if you're lengthening the fingers out to the side. And then you're lifting your chin again. Can you feel that? So this compared to this, and then come back into this kind of like little slouchy pose. Which one felt more like, wow? Which one did you feel more like saying, like, I've got power? Like, it's this one, right? Like in this one, you feel like, okay, I can tackle everything. And we also find, like, for example, like people with depression, they're almost always sitting like this. Or with anxiety, like our posture correlates with our mood, and our mood correlates with our posture. And that's why like posture is such an important thing. And so we want to have a bit of a look at like, how can we strengthen that core? I would also like to work a little bit on opening that upper body. So I know it's one of my favorite poses is the dolphin. It was not always my favorite pose, but now I really love it. So we're going to work a little bit on the dolphin as well. Just a quick checkup with you guys at home. Can you hear me well, or should I turn up the microphone more? Can you just like do a little, good, okay, great. All right, so then we're gonna lie down on the back first. And for the beginning, you can leave your legs straight and just check in with yourself. Like sometimes when, I don't know, you've been walking all day or you've been sitting a bit funny, having your legs straight can feel a bit strenuous in your middle back, or it's almost like your middle back lifts up. If that is the case, have your knees bent. Having your knees bent takes all the pressure away from your back. And then if you like, you can place your hands out to the side and just take a few breaths here. I'm just gonna put in the charger into our computer so that it doesn't suddenly disappear. Good. Take a few breaths here, relaxing your back. And then we're starting very simply. We're starting by engaging the pelvic floor. Just engage that pelvic floor for a moment. What do you notice happening in your body? Can you feel whenever you're engaging, whenever you're pulling up that pelvic floor, you feel the core strengthening, you feel the core activating. And then when you release, you're sinking back down. And it doesn't matter whether your knees are bent or straight. You should always feel that. You might feel your gluteal muscles activate a little bit as well. Good, and then relax your body again. And before we start with our flow, we're going to take a moment to think about what strength really means to us. What does it mean for you to be strong? What is an area in your life where you feel you're strong? And are there areas in your life where you maybe feel a bit weak? Because I believe that strength has two components. One is the physical strength. If we're physically healthy, if we're strong, if we're engaged, that's one part of strength. And then the other part, and I would say almost more important part, is the mental strength. And a lot of time it is our mindset that stands a little bit in the way of feeling strong, because we have that inner critic, or we're having doubts, or we're maybe just feeling tired and we don't feel like we can go any further. And so today you will hear me say this a lot, that I invite you to say, I'm strong, whenever you're in a pose. Because I believe that words have consequences and our mind is set up to respond to words. And so saying I'm strong will feel very different than saying I can't, or this is too much, or I'm feeling tired. So for now, just allow your knees to come into your chest. Good. And we're gonna just roll out the lower back. Just gently starting to roll out. And for those of you at home, if you ever should not hear me or anything, please just let me know. Good. And then we're rolling the other way around. So this is just a bit of like a massage for the lower back. I always find this quite nice, especially after a long day. Good. All right. And then from here, you can lengthen your left leg down and you're just drawing your right knee towards you. And then here you can play a little bit, like if you're turning the knee a bit more out, you might feel a bit more like space in your hip rather than having your knee turned inwards. And then from here, bring your forehead towards the knee and lift your left foot out. Good. All right, just holding this for a few breaths. Try to draw your core or your belly button towards the spine. Good. Keep your shoulders relaxed. You might feel this a bit in the neck. If you feel like it's too intense for the neck, just place your head back down. Good. And slowly release and changing sides. Again, if you feel like it's too intense for your neck, just keep your head on the floor. Good, and slowly release. We're just taking a moment to relax our head. For the next part, we kind of continue in this fashion. And again, I'm always very mindful about the neck because I used to have a lot of neck issues. So that's why I'm going to tell you. So we're going to bring the right knee back. Then you can either have your hands forward or you can have your head lying in your hands like this. And then we're going to circle backwards very slowly. And you keep drawing your navel towards the spine. So you can either have your hands like this. This is a bit more intense. If that feels too intense, you're just going to have your hand around your head to support your head and your neck. And then go the other way around. Can you feel your core a little bit? You might feel it a bit, you might feel it a bit less when you go forward and more when you go backwards. Do you notice that? It's the same. Good. Let's go again forward. Do you start to feel your middle back? In the back here? Just in the front? Good. And then go one more time back. We're almost done. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Letting your head come back. Taking a moment, just enjoying that release. Again, if you like, you can roll a little bit on your lower back. We're going to have different variations today of what you can do with your core. We're also going to have, like you could already see that like moving the legs has quite an influence on engaging the core. This is true in both ways, in whether you're lying down like this or whether you're in standing poses, by the way. Good. And then from here, place your feet onto the floor. Good. Draw your navel towards the spine. So what I mean, like, if you're really like lowering it down, you're engaging your pelvic floor, you lift up and good, you're wiggling. Keep drawing the navel down. You can check what happens if your palms face up or down, if you find that this feels a bit different. I don't know, for me, like it makes a difference. It feels harder if my palms face up rather than down. I don't really know that. I don't understand. Maybe my hands are really meaty and it feels harder to push them up. I don't really know. And then we're gonna grab the left ankle with the left hand and the right ankle with the right. And we're just gonna keep going from side to side. This is starting to work on the oblique muscles, the side muscles. Good. Can you feel that nice little burn? Good. Gonna go on for 10, 9, 8. Again, if your neck feels too intense, come down a little bit earlier. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and release. And just turn your head a little bit from side to side to release here. And then bring your feet towards your hips, bring your hands down, and we're starting by exhaling. No, sorry, by inhaling. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Good, inhale again. Engage your pelvic floor and exhale, lift up. Into bridge. Inhale, coming down. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, coming down. Exhale, lifting up. Always engage your pelvic floor. So what this does is it protects your lower back. And inhale, come down. We're going to just do a few rounds of exhaling, lifting up, inhaling, coming down. So we're starting to strengthen the gluteal muscles, so the butt muscles, and the thighs. So we're starting to open the front body. And a strong butt is also protective of your lower back. So it's always those two areas that help protecting the lower back. Strong core, strong butt, and stretched out legs. You might start to feel it a little bit in the back of your thighs or in your bum. Keep drawing the knees a little bit more inwards. If you want to have more engagement, draw your heels towards the butt. That will engage your inner thighs even more. Good. And then from here, we're going to start pulsing. Pulsing is just little movements like this. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your bum in the air. Bring your right foot a little bit inwards. Lift your left leg up. Exhale, bring your bum towards the floor. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Can you start feeling a bit the heat coming up? Good. And then keep it like this, and you just lower your left leg down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Slow movement. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Bring your left foot down to the floor. Lift your right leg up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Good. Keep on pushing. We're strengthening again the lower back and the bum. And exhale, releasing the right leg down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And slowly bringing the feet back to the floor, lifting up. Bring your feet out to the side. Have your knees together. So the knees touch. Feet are outside. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. So we're starting to work a little bit more on the outer side of the booty, of the core. Good. Keep going. And I know that this burns a little bit in the butt area. That's okay. We're going to again pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring the feet inwards. We're touching the toes and the soles of our feet. The knees come out and exhaling down. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Good. So this is the last round. Don't worry, it's not going to continue forever. This is more on strengthening also the inside. Good, off the hips. Very nice. You might feel like you have a bit more freedom to move upwards in this position than in the regular bridge. And we're going to pulse again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly releasing and coming into happy baby. Holding the outside of your feet or your big toes with your hands. Make sure your arms are on the inside of your knees. Your feet look up towards the ceiling so that the soles of the feet are up rather than your feet are somewhere down here. If you feel like you need a little bit of movement, you can wiggle from side to side. Or you can just relax. Maybe you want to wiggle your head a little bit from side, just giving the back of the head a little massage. Good. And then you can either stay in this happy baby pose, or you can stretch out the legs to the side, lengthening, feeling a nice stretch on the inside of the thighs again. But remember, you can also stay in happy baby. So whichever pose you want to try out right now. Good. From here, slowly come back, bend your knees. Bring your hands behind your head. Lift your elbows up, straighten the right leg. Bring your left elbow towards the right knee. Left elbow to right knee. Yes. And we're going to just start changing sides. Good. A little bit more of core engagement. Remember to keep drawing your navel towards the spine.
Good, we're gonna do this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 on either side, and release. Good. Have we all found our core muscles for today? Good. And then from here, we're going to take it a little bit easier. We're going to just lie onto the side, having the left hand underneath our head, right hand are in front. Good. I know this is very like drummy, like one of your French girls, kind of Titanic movement. Good. Inhale. We're going to draw the right foot towards the knee, and then from here, we're lifting up. Stretch your right foot back. Good. Exhale down and sliding back. Inhale up and lift. Exhale down. Do you notice a little bit of core engagement once you lift your left leg up? Sorry, your right leg, and flex the foot. Can you feel that here? Good. Exhale down. So this is quite a gentle version of engaging the core. But I like it. It gives me a little bit of space and a little bit of movement in the legs. Good. Good, and then from here, we're starting to flow back and forth. So we're gonna lift the left leg up and down. Keep it flexed, keep your right foot flexed. Or whichever leg is on top. I could just see like here in the room, everyone has a different leg up. So just lift your upper leg up and down. Good, can you start feeling that more on the side? Works also here on the side muscle. If you're not sure, like touch your waist, you can feel the muscles engaging. Good, how many more can we do? 100 reps. Good, I always love these because they seem so easy the first time around, and then like after 10, we're like, oh my God. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, now place your top leg up so that your knee looks up. Good, and we're gonna just lift the lower leg up and down. Also really nice for the lower inner core muscles. And again, like I feel like a lot of times you don't feel them so much the first time around, and then like after a while, they're starting to signal a bit more. Can you feel them? Good. They're also great to train the inner side of the thighs, which I don't know, is not usually an area that we look so much at. There we go. We're starting to feel them a bit more, no? Yes, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're lying down onto the belly and taking a moment of rest. Maybe you can feel your heart beat a little bit. I quite like those small movements because they're also working with the smaller muscles. You know, we have a lot of like small stabilizer muscles, and they're just as important as the big muscles. They might actually, I don't know, you cannot say they're more important. Obviously, every muscle is important on its own, but those stabilizer muscles, they have a big part to play in your stability, in your balancing, in the way you walk. Good, and then we're gonna just turn to the other side. So whichever side you haven't done yet. Good. Again, into the little French girl position. Have your hand on the floor. Inhale, lift your upper leg up. Always in this kind of slide movement and down. Whenever you come up, flex your foot. And going down. By the way, this is also a very nice stretch exercise for your legs and your hip. Do it slow. Really give yourself try to do this very controlled.
lifting up, and then flex your foot, coming down and extend. Now come first to your knee, stop here, then lift your left leg up, back down. Schau mal, ganz langsam bis zum Knie. Und flexe. Schau mal, dass das Knie noch mehr zu dir schaut. Ja. Ja. So yes, watch the knee position. So if your knee just, like, I don't know whether you can see it at home, if your knee points inwards, that's not really what we want to do. We want to have the leg really straight and opening the hip. Merkst du den Unterschied? Yeah, it has also to do with the hip opening. All right, can we start to feel it a little bit in our glutes as well? We're starting to scissor kick now. I'm gonna lift up and down. Remember to flex the foot. Huh? So we're starting to lift up and down. Good, very nice. So again, working with the side core, working with the back muscle. Few more rounds here. It's also important to have your legs like engaged like this. It's very important to have healthy legs because remember, the muscles in your legs also have to bring the blood back up to the heart. And they can only do that if the leg muscles are strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Place your upper foot on the floor. Bring your lower leg down. Oh, no, sorry. Keep it straight. Sorry, I mixed it up. And we're just going to lift the lower leg up and down. Sorry, I was thinking about another exercise for a moment. Keep your foot flexed again. So that means you're drawing your toes towards the face rather than extending. Good. Again, working a lot on the inside of the thighs, working with the lower core muscles. Gonna do this for 10, 9, 8, concentrating, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And again, coming onto the belly. Taking a moment to rest. Maybe you can feel the butt burning a little bit. So if you're turned away from me or the camera, kind of like turn around if that happened during the course. And then from here, we're just gonna roll back onto the back. Good. We're gonna just bring the knees one more time to the chest. Rolling a little bit from side to side. Good. And then from here, we're slowly starting to lift up and down. So we're just gonna roll up and down on our back. Good. And the next time you're coming up, you're lifting up, have your spine straight. Good. Have your hands in front. Place your right foot down. Inhale up. Exhale, left foot down. Inhale up. And here it's always the goal is to bring your navel towards the thighs. Look what happens if you round. Then you have no support. Can you feel that if you have a round back? So you really want to draw forward. Good. So this one is a great exercise for your lower core. Don't worry, it's not going to just be core work, I promise. It's just I feel like sometimes when I'm in a row. Good. And then we're going to do this scissor kicking. Good. Can you feel that a little bit? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Gonna go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And from here, slowly come back. And we're gonna give ourselves a moment to release. And we're just gonna lean forward. Take a moment to relax the lower back, the core, the neck. Giving yourself a moment just to arrive. Good, and then from here, slowly come back up. Seated in a seated position, bring your hands onto your knees, and we're starting to work a little bit with the upper back. So we're gonna inhale, we're gonna draw the chest forward, looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine. I'll also show this from the side. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to inhale, drawing the arms up, push them a bit behind. Exhale, rounding. Inhale up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Drawing the arms back. Play a little bit with your shoulders. Lift your chin. Notice how, like, if you have your head down, there's no movement. Can you feel that? Like, bring your chin to the chest. Can your shoulders move? If you're lifting up, newfound space. Exhale again, around your back. This time, really give yourself a good stretch for your shoulders. What you can do is you can kind of like pull the different hands one after the other a bit more forward to stretch one or the other shoulder. What you can also do is like moving a bit from side to side. Then you have a bit more of a stretch in the side of the shoulder. Good, and then from here, we're gonna do this a bit more dynamic. We're gonna lift up, exhale down, inhale up. We're gonna start to paint circles. Good, you might hear this a little bit in your shoulders or in your spine, and then go the other way around. Good, slowly come back. Good. Now we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna bring the hands behind the back and we're opening the chest. See, it's this kind of opposite stretch that we have now. So we're gonna start working more on the chest. And then we're gonna bend the elbows and we're gonna place the hands on the left side of the waist. And we're gonna bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Remember that your chin position will influence the stretch that you feel in your neck. Watching the breath. Good. Inhale, gently come back. Draw your hands again away. Exhale, going the other way around. Good. Inhale, slowly coming up and release. Is there a little bit more space? Good. So we're gonna work a little bit more on the shoulders because we're gonna work towards dolphin in a minute. So this is a practice I don't show too often because I feel like people sometimes do it a bit the wrong way. I'm gonna just sit a little bit closer. So we're gonna have the left arm up and the right hand behind our back. Now, normally, I know a lot of people hold the fingers like this, but I find that is a lot of pulling on your joints. So what I prefer is like holding your t-shirt or your bra and then hold your t-shirt with the other hand. And then see how you can start to lift your chin, draw your chest forward and draw your elbows back. Can you feel a bit of a stretch? Good. Again, remember the position of your chin. Look down, like just for a moment, like a lot of times we're looking down. Can you see how, again, there's not a lot of space. So we want to lift and then you want to lift your chest forward. Good, and then we're just going to release and we're going to go the other way around. So if you do this posture again at home, I prefer holding the t-shirt because there's no pulling on your joints. Good, and from here, release. Good, and then we just want to work a little bit on the upper back, and then we're gonna go stretching the lower arms and coming into dolphin. So have your hands on your shoulders, and we're just gonna twist. And again, if you're very tight in your upper back, that might make funny noises, or it feels a bit like click, click, click. That's okay. You will see like quite quickly that that goes away. And there is more movement coming in to the upper body. Good, slowly come back. We're just gonna do one last stretch. You're gonna lift the arms up and exhale, leaning towards the left. And give ourselves a nice stretch. Remember that the movement does not come from your shoulder, it comes from the side body. So rather than yanking the hand forward, you're kind of like letting the side body glide forward. Do you understand what I mean with that? Yes, good. Good, inhale, slowly coming up, and exhale, we're just gonna twist towards the other side. Good, and slowly coming up. All right, how are we doing? Good. I feel like, woo, I'm ready to party, but then it's Corona, and so. All right, we're gonna come back onto all fours. Good. We're having the knees underneath the hips. We're gonna place the fingers backwards so that they're pointing towards the knees. We're bending the elbows ever so slightly, and we're gonna draw the hips back until we feel a stretch in the lower arms and the wrists. Can you feel that? I don't know, for some reason, this is one of my favorite stretches. I know people don't necessarily agree on that, but I really enjoy it. I don't know why. Good. But it's just such an interesting stretch. I feel like it's not a stretch that we have in our everyday life. But then again, I feel like nothing in yoga seems natural at first view. Good, we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna place the back of the hands down as well. And again, fingers point towards the knees. We're doing the same thing. Usually this is a bit less intense, but still nice. In a very stretchy kind of way. Good, and from here, slowly coming back. Good, and then from here, we're gonna start with our dolphin pose. So we're gonna come down onto the lower arms, and just to prepare the back, we're gonna do a few cat and cows on the lower arms. So that means we're gonna inhale, we look up. Here, try to really sink into the shoulders, letting your chest sink down. And then exhale, you're gonna round your back, you're drawing your chin towards the chest. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, looking up. Try to keep your shoulder blades as flexible as you can. And once you're rounding, really draw the shoulder blades apart. Good. And then from here, you can either have your hands flat on the floor, which makes the pose a little bit more intense, or you can interlace the fingers if you feel like you need a bit more support. You tuck under your toes. Remember, you can always keep your knees bent, especially if you feel like at the beginning it's quite intense. And then we're going to just lift up into the first dolphin of the day. Here, try to push away from your shoulders. So rather than hanging and you're kind of like almost touching the floor with your head, you want to push your upper body away from the floor. So I don't know, I'm not sure like this is really helpful, but like I sometimes say like, imagine there's an icky substance on your mat and you kind of like want to get away from that rather than thinking towards it. That's kind of like the movement we want to do. So
If you're someone who works with visuals, that should help. Good. Can you feel that in your shoulders? How like not like, you can try the other way around. Like what happens if you hang? Just let your upper body hang into your shoulders. Can you feel how intense that is in your shoulder joints? And then if you push away, you have much more control. And then, you know, if you feel like the pose is too intense, you can bend your knees or bring your feet a little bit back. If you feel like, you know what, I could actually go deeper, what you can try is walking your feet closer. That's a little bit more activating. And then maybe going back into your dolphin pose. Remember, this is still like a bit of trial and error. You can also still stretch a little bit. Good, and then bring your feet one good step back and come down into your plank. Good. I always advise to have your feet a little bit open. So if your feet are together, open them up a bit more. Can you feel your shoulders and your upper arms? Good. Can you feel your core? Very nice. I'm gonna just hold it here for a few more breaths. Oh, and remember, strength comes from your mindset. So maybe take a moment to be like, I am strong. Say it with me. I am strong. I am strong. I am strong. I am strong. Good. And then from here, release. Coming into a Sphinx pose. Taking a moment to take a break. And in this Sphinx, really try to relax. You can even let your head hang. If you feel like you need more of a chest opener, of course, you can lift your chest. You can bring your elbows a bit more to the side if you need more space. Maybe you want to wiggle your hip a bit. Just see what feels nice. And otherwise, you can also just take a moment to just breathe. Good. And then from here, slowly lower down onto your belly. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Sorry, my shoulders always crack a little bit. And then lift your feet off the floor and just wiggle your upper arms a bit up and down. Here, I sometimes advise to look down. I find it nicer for my neck than looking up. I find there's less tension in my neck if I look down. Good. And exhale, release. Good. We're going to start freeing the shoulders a bit more, and then we're going to go back into the dolphin. So for the next pose, extend your left arm out. I'm going to do it afterwards with my left hand, but just so you know, the palms of the hand is facing down. Then your right hand is, no, it's the other way around, like this one. Yes. Your right hand is underneath your shoulder, like you would just go into cobra. You're rolling towards your left hand. You're going to bring your right foot behind your left leg, and you bring your left knee in front of you so that it's on the level of your navel. So left knee is on the level of the navel, right foot is behind the left leg. Nein, das untere Bein ist nach vorne. Untere Bein? Yes. Good. And then you can let your head relax. And if you want to go deeper, you just bring your right hand behind your back. But that's optional. Good. Let your head and your neck relax. So this is a deep shoulder opener. It's also quite an intense chest stretch. So if that is an issue with you, that you have a bit of protruded shoulders so that they're kind of turned forward, or that your chest muscles is quite tight, or chest muscles are quite tight, that's a good practice. You can also feel a bit of a twist in the spine. Do you notice that? Like a little bit of a twist in the upper back. If you find the pose quite intense, try to come back to your breath. Good. Slowly release the lower leg, gently coming back, and let your head rest on your hands. Taking a moment again, you can wiggle your hips here. And then if you're ready, you bring your right hand out, left hand comes underneath your left shoulder. You're twisting towards the right, bringing the right knee in front and the left foot behind your back. Again, if you feel like you need more of a stretch, just bring the left hand behind your back again. But that is optional. Try to keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. Deep, deep breaths. Good, just a few more breaths, we're almost done. Good, and from here slowly release, gently coming back into center, giving ourselves a moment to rest. And then once we're ready, we're slowly coming back onto all fours. We're gonna come down onto our lower arms again, and we're lifting back up into that dolphin. Do you feel like you have a bit more space in your shoulder area, in your upper back? Good. You can either stay in this dolphin, or if you want to have a bit of fun, lift your right leg up. And then if you want to have a bit more of a stretch, point your right foot forward and try to draw your left heel towards the floor for a nice stretch in your left leg. Like a scorpio dolphin. Yes, good. Point your right foot forward towards the head. Good. Slowly release your right leg down. Bring your left leg up. And again, you can stay straight, or you point your left foot forward towards your head, and at the same time, try to draw your right heel towards the floor. Good, and slowly release. Very nice. From here, slowly come back into plank. And just for a bit more core fun, we're going to bring the left knee to the left upper arm and back. Right knee to right upper arm and back. Good. And from here, we release. Second time in our Sphinx. Good. You're going to feel like Hulk when we come out. Good. But do you notice that there's a little bit more space in your shoulders, also in your Sphinx? I find this is such an effective way to create space. And because we're always sitting kind of like slouched forward, we don't get that space in our everyday practice. And then from here, we're gonna bring the hands underneath the knees, sorry, underneath the shoulders. We're gonna come over our knees and we're gonna find our way into the first down dog. And you can just release here, maybe move a bit from side to side. Giving yourself some time here to stretch. Good, and then from here, lift your left leg up. We're gonna again bend the knee and point the left foot forward for a scorpio dog again. Good, and then from here, we're gonna step the left foot in between the hands. Good, gonna bring the right knee down. Inhale, we're lifting up. Bringing the hands behind our head and looking up. Bit of a chest opener, shoulder, lower arm, upper arms here. Good, and then from here, we're gonna bring the hands down. We're leaning the hips back, we're straightening the left leg. If you wanna have a bit more of a stretch, move your toes. to also stretch the fascia on the lower part of the foot. Inhale, coming back up. This time, bring your hands on top of your left knee. Drawing your chest forward, your shoulders back. Can you feel a bit of a stretch? In the hips, yes, yes. Good. Exhale again, leaning back. Should you want to feel more of a stretch, bring your hands backwards. But that's an optional version. It's a bit more intense. Otherwise, have your hands down in front of you. Good. Slowly inhale, coming back up. Bring your hands again behind your head. Exhale, bring your right elbow towards the left knee. Inhale, coming up, bring your left elbow towards the left knee. Just doing a few of these movements, just again, to increase a bit of mobility in the upper body. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, this time bring your hands down. Lean over your left leg, but draw your chest forward. It's a bit of a different stretch. You might feel it also more in the sole of your foot. Sorry, guys. I don't know whether you can hear it at home, but my son is having the time of his life outside. We're having the right hand on the floor and we're lifting the left arm up. Yeah, he's always happy. No, he's a very happy kid. I find like giggling of little kids is like the funniest thing ever. So I feel like that should be like described as like meditation for depression. Good, and slowly moving back. And then from here, we're just gonna bend the right knee. We're gonna lift it up. And we're gonna lift up into a high lunge. All right, remember the engagement of your core and your pelvic floor. Like if you let your pelvic floor completely relax, can you feel how you're just hanging in that joint? Doesn't really give you that sense of like, now lifting it back up. Lift your chin. I have no idea what they're doing out there. And just for one more time, draw your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers and open up. Maybe you start to feel that you can draw your arms a bit further away from your back. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring your hands down and stepping back into your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Again, like we did in dolphin, you want to push away from the floor. You don't want to hang in your shoulders. You want to actively draw the chest away. You want to let your head hang. If you're not sure if your head is hanging, maybe just shake your head a bit from side to side. Like you want to say yes or no. And then from here, come back into plank. Good. This time we're going to bring the left knee to the right upper arm. Good. Coming back. Left, right knee to left. I'm going to do a few of these. And you might feel this already. This is great again for the oblique muscles, so the side muscles. Good. One more round. And then from here, we're slowly releasing. And we're coming up into the cobra. Good. Make sure your lower back is relaxed. Allow your eyes to close for a moment, enjoying that opening in the upper body. Good. From here, slowly release, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, push back into your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, bend your right knee and point your right foot forward, again for Scorpio. Can you see that? It's a bit like a tail of a scorpion. Good, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot in between the hands. Good, left knee comes to the floor. Inhale, we're lifting up. And exhale, just for a moment, we're going to draw the arms out like this. And then draw your hands down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Yeah, it's a bit of an icky one, huh, for the shoulders. If they're very tight, exhale down. I find, good, and then go into the center. Inhale, lifting up, drawing the arms out and down. Back into the center, up, out, and down. With my shoulders, it's always like crook, 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 crook. So if that happens to you, don't worry, it's normal. Good. And from here, just, whoops, I'm gonna go back, straighten again. Sinking back into your forward fold. Again, if you like, you can bring your hands further back. Good, bring your hands forward if you had them back. Inhale, coming up. This time, bring your hands onto your shin. Sorry, not shin, your thigh. Good. Draw your chest forward. Draw your shoulders a bit more back, chin lifting up. Exhale, leaning back. And then from here, just draw your hands forward, draw your chest forward. Can you feel the difference of the stretch between leaning and lifting? And from here, we're going to keep the left hand on the floor. We're going to draw the right arm up. Remember to twist with your chest and then you're lifting your arm. You're not guiding, you're not leading by the hand, you're leading with the shoulder, the chest, the spine. Exhale, we're releasing. We're going to bend the right knee. We're going to lift the left knee off the floor. And inhale, coming one more time into high lunge. Going to bring the hands one more time back just to open the shoulders. One more time. Good. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring your hands down, stepping forward into a forward fold. Remember to have your knees slightly bent in your forward fold. So don't hyperextend the knees so that they're pressing backwards. Have the knees slightly bent. Let your head relax. So make sure your neck also hangs. Keep a few breaths here, allowing your spine to lengthen. If you like, you can even bring your hands inside your elbows. Maybe swinging a bit from side to side. Letting your head relax. And then from here, very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, start to lift up. Bring your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands in front of the heart. Good. How are we doing? Shall we shake it out for a moment? Good. So I thought we're gonna have a quick look also a little bit on strength and mobility in balancing poses. Little tip, if you know your balance is a bit off, sometimes it helps to be on the wooden floor. That's just something you can try. Then feel your feet pressing into the floor. I'm showing it from the side. We're gonna bring the left knee in front of us. I'm gonna draw it up. Then have your right hand on the left knee. Lift the left arm forward and inhale, start to open up your left hand backwards. If you feel like you need more of a stretch, if you feel like that's not enough, you can hold your left foot with your right hand and straighten the leg. I am balanced. I am strong. I am balanced. I am strong. I am balanced. Good. Gently come back. And from here, you're just going to draw your left hand towards the left ankle, coming into a dancing Shiva. I am balanced. I am strong.
And then from here, last one, we're gonna bring the left knee forward and we just wrap the left leg around the right. Good, we're gonna bring the arms forward. We're gonna wrap the right arm underneath the left. And we're gonna sink a little bit into the right knee. We're gonna hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See, inhale, lifting up. And exhale, release. Last 5 seconds, I couldn't hold it anymore. Good. Shaking out the feet. And then roll out your toes. Give your feet a good moment to stretch out. You know what I like about balancing pose? It has a lot to do with concentration. Remember when I talked about like strength is like also very much a mental component. So try also like when you feel like, okay, my balance is a bit off, to work with this, I'm balanced, I am calm, or I'm balanced, I'm strong. All right, ready to do the other side? All right. Keep standing like firmly. Bring your right knee forward. You're pressing your left foot into the floor. Give yourself a moment to arrive, to truly feel your left foot. Then keep your left hand on your right knee, and inhale, start to open up the right arm to the side. Again, if you feel like that's not enough for you, you can extend your right leg. Or you stay with your knee bent. Both are fine. Oh yeah, this is another trick. If you feel like balance is off, you can press your fingertips towards the thumb. Good. And then from here, slowly come back. Bring your right foot towards the right hand, leaning forward into Dancing Shiva. Again, you can bring the thumb to the different fingers of your left hand. I am balanced. I am strong. I am balanced. I am strong. I am balanced. I am strong. Good. Take a slow inhale, lifting up. Wrap your right leg around the left. Draw your arms forward, left arm comes underneath the right, elbows forward and up, shoulders backwards and down, sinking into eagle. And we're gonna hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lifting up, and exhaling down. Good, and releasing the feet again. Good. Can you feel your feet a bit? Can you feel your legs a bit? Good. And then from here, we're just opening the feet and we're lifting the arms up. And exhale, we're gonna go down into our squatting position. Good, taking a moment here to stretch out the hips. Close your eyes for a second. Good. Feel how you're starting to center into your pose. What is this pose offering you today? Can you feel a gentle stretch around the lower back, the hips, maybe the inside of the hips? Good, and from here, slowly release. And shake out your legs for a moment, shaking out the feet. All right, and then for the last minutes, what I would like to do is just because we work quite intensely on the legs, on the upper body, I would like to just release the whole leg and hip area so that when we come into Shavasana, I feel all nice and juicy again, if we don't already. We're gonna bend the right knee first. We're gonna place it on the left thigh. And we're starting with a little foot massage. Those of you who are regularly in my classes, they know I do this a lot because I am this firm believer that if you massage your feet regularly, you can reduce a lot of tension in the rest of the body. Also, if you feel ever like in a really bad mood, you know, everything with feet is magical. Okay. Can you feel it? It feels nice, no? Releasing a little bit. Good. Maybe also wiggle your toes a bit back and forth.
And then as a next step, we're going to draw the left hand, like the fingers of the left hand through the toes of the right foot. And you want to have your foot really outside of the leg so that you can afterwards, you can circle the ankle. So it's kind of like the lowest part of the shin that's on the thigh, not the ankle itself. Yeah, genau. And then try to sit upright, have your right hand underneath your knee, and we're just very slowly starting to circle the foot. Slow, slow, slow. If you can, close your eyes. Nobody ever kind of circles fast when their eyes are closed, because you notice that that's not the way to go. You notice that what you need right now is to release. And then you can go the other way around. Good. And then from here, you're starting to concentrate on your right knee, and you're going to inhale, you lift the right knee towards the chest, and exhale, you're slowly letting it come down. Good. Inhale, lift. Again, close your eyes. Notice the release in your hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Good. And then from here, letting go of your feet. Bring your right knee into your right elbow. The right foot can either be in your left hand or in your left elbow, depending on how flexible you feel today. Both are equal. And then inhale, twist towards the right. Exhale, coming back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And from here, place your foot onto the floor. Lift the foot up with your leg. Just shake it out. And exhale. Let your legs sink down. You can lean into your hands for a moment. See if you can feel a bit of a change between the right leg and the left. Can you feel the difference? Does the the right leg feel a bit longer and the foot a bit softer? Good. I love that practice. It's just such a simple way to release tension. And then you notice also how tense the other leg is. So we're gonna go the other way around. Again, we're gonna give ourselves a little massage. Oh, that was nice. Did you hear it? Correct a little bit. Good. All right, and then we're going to weave the fingers of the right hand through the toes. So the reason why we do that is very simple. It stretches the whole foot because we're kind of like spreading the tarsals and the metatarsals of our toes. And then again, very gently, kind of try to lift your chest up. Close your eyes, just releasing. So what we're doing here, of course, we're releasing the fascia around the sole of the foot and the ankle, but we're also giving a slight stretch to the knee and the hip. It's important to keep your posture upright and then go the other way around. So don't slouch here, really try to lift up. Good. And then from here, we're slowly starting to focus on the knee. We're going to inhale, we're going to draw the left knee up and exhale, gently pressing it away. And here, like, never use pressure. It's more of a fluid movement, more of a fluid process. And maybe you start to feel that there's a bit more movement coming into your hip. Good. And then from here, release your left foot, bring your left knee into your left elbow, left foot either right elbow or right hand, whichever works better. Inhale, draw towards the left. Exhale back. Inhale, drawing back. Exhale. Inhale.
exhale. We're gonna do one last round. Inhale. Exhale. Place your left foot on the floor, lifting up. Exhale, release, and just one more time. Both sides feel equally light. Good. And then from here, we're just gonna bend our knees. I'm gonna bring the hands forward and very controlled. We're gonna slowly roll down, just engaging the core one last time. Good. And from here, come into a pose that feels right for you. It can be a happy baby, or maybe you want to stretch out the hips one more time. Maybe you want to do a bridge pose or a twist. Just see what pose feels natural to you right now. Give yourself a moment to tune in with your body and just check, what do I need in this very moment? Doesn't matter what other people are doing. You have a few more seconds just to finish your practice. I'm gonna turn down one light. If you feel like you've done all the postures that you need to do, you can close your eyes. Girls, should I play a little bit with the sound balls? Okay, so guys at home, I hope the sound transmits. I think it should, because we tried it yesterday. So it's a little bit of an experiment whether it works. So if you're at home, maybe take on a pullover or a blanket, and then just allow yourself to be comfortable on your mat, allowing your eyes to close. And just take a deep breath in. And then slowly, slowly start to bring your awareness back to the here and now. Gently start to move your toes and your fingers, rolling your head from side to side. And then with your next inhale, draw your arms up over your head. Give yourself a nice long stretch. And exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Draw your forehead towards the knees. And exhale, release. And slowly come over your favorite side, back into a seated position. Allowing yourself to sit upright again. If you like, close your eyes for a moment longer. Just checking in with yourself again. How am I doing right now? Maybe taking a moment to thank yourself for making the time, thanking your body for practicing with you. And then from here, slowly lift your arms up into the sky over your head. Place your palms of your hands together. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. Loka samasta, sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. I thank you all so much for joining tonight. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for you guys here and for you guys at home. I hope you're all feeling a little bit strengthened and lengthened. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you. Ciao, ciao at home. Was it okay with the sound bowl? All right, cool. So we finally made it work. So thank you so much, guys, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.